I now give the floor to the representative of Algeria.
Thank you, Madam President. We thank Guyana for convening this open debate. And we appreciate the fact that Your Excellency, Dr. Vindhya Vassini Persaud, Minister of Human Resources and Social Security, are chairing this important meeting. Madam President, I thank SRSG on Children and Armed Conflict and UNICEF Director of Child Protection and Migration for their presentation. UNICEF, we commend your effort. We commend the effort undertaken by your organization in New York, but more importantly, on the field to protect children all over the world without exception. The Office of SRSG on Children and Armed Conflict is mandated to strengthen the protection of children affected by armed conflict. This office is mandated to foster international cooperation to improve their protection. This office should have served as a powerful voice for children in armed conflict. My colleagues around this table described with length the situation of children caught, innocent children caught in armed conflict all over the world. Pardon, colleagues, pardon, President, to stress specifically on the plight of Palestinian children. The report before us explicitly highlighted Israel as responsible of the highest levels of grave violation in 2024. Despite the dire situation in Gaza, the catastrophic situation in Gaza, the office of the SRSG CAG response have been strikingly insufficient, as it issued remarkably few public statements regarding the situation of children in Gaza. Few statements, precisely 2 statements this year. How can we ignore the 7,188 verified grave violations attributed to Israeli forces? And this figure includes over 2,000 verified cases of killing and maiming. How can we ignore this figure, which include more than 500 verified attacks on schools and 148 reported attacks on hospitals. And these figures include more than 5,000 verified cases of denied humanitarian assistance in the West Bank and 2,263 in Gaza alone. These are only the verified violation by CAG. For sure, the reality is far worse. The office statements fall critically short of the decisive and sustaining condemnation warranted by the immense scale of the crisis. This limited, very limited, public engagement starkly contrasts with the rapidly deteriorating reality on the ground, where Palestinian children right to life is denied every single moment in Gaza. The entire humanitarian community, especially UNICEF, especially UNRWA, has repeatedly reported on the dire situation in Gaza, highlighting over 50,000 children reportedly dead or injured these last 18 months, including more than 1,300 reported killed and 3,800 reported injuring since the breach of the ceasefire last March. 5,000 children aged 6 months to 5 years diagnosed with acute malnutrition in May, a nearly 50% increase from April, and 150% increase from February, with severe acute malnutrition case surging by 146 since February. Half of the 2 million internally displaced people in Gaza are children. How can we ignore these figures? How can we ignore these children? This is a man-made crisis. And in light of these escalating atrocities and the urgent need for robust advocacy, we must inquire what tangible effort is the CAG office undertaking to alleviate the suffering of the children in Gaza, especially in Gaza? how the office, engaging with all parties in the conflict, particularly regarding the widespread catastrophe denial of humanitarian assistance. This is especially pertinent given the office recently launched a guidance note on the denial of humanitarian access to children. There was no visit of the CAG office to Gaza since the conflict outbreak 18 months ago. This has been coupled with very limited public statement, public condemnation of what is happening before our eyes in Gaza. And this undermined the very principle of proactive engagement. We were waiting from this office in response to their critical mandate. The protection of children in conflict demands a more vigorous, a more vocal response to the unparalleled crisis in Gaza. And the children of Gaza, the innocent children in Gaza, deserve immediate and effective protection and accountability for those perpetrating this abhorrent violation. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Algeria for the statement.